Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous episode 93. I'm your host Rico. Here with me from across the internets is my co-host
Dane freaking Cody.
Yeah, freaking and hacking and freaking awesome. We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, or whatever the hell we like. Welcome, new listeners. Welcome back, old tortured listeners. We appreciate
sad bastards.
We appreciate you being here, lending us your ear holes. Usually we start the show with our designated drinking section. You know, ain't nothing like a geek alcoholic.
I might be drinking some stuff.
Actually, I've got a drink this week too.
What?
I know.
Is it new and exciting?
No, I've had it before.
Oh.
But it is different.
Okay.
Then we get into some what you've been playing. It looks like we've played a decent amount of stuff this week.
Yeah.
Some news, public service announcements, and then our free-for-all. But looks like we don't have anything there on the outline as of this moment. So, Dane.
Yo.
What are you drinking?
Drinking some Bullet Rye whiskey.
Bullet.
Where's
that from?
Kentucky. They make a delicious bourbon. I also have a bottle of their bourbon, which is really good. But their rye is really delicious. It's 95% rye mash whiskey, and it's delicious.
I'm not drinking something as fancy as that.
It's not fancy, man. It's freaking rye whiskey. Straight up. I've got, some ice cubes because it was in the cupboard. So
yeah, I made a mistake. I forgot to put ice cubes in my drink. But my mixer was cold. I was just rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on some gin and juice.
Are you actually drinking gin and juice?
I'm drinking gin and juice.
What kind of juice?
Orange, pineapple, pen, apple, orange. I don't fucking know. It's like 3 fucking fruits.
Oh, so it's just like a multi-tropical fruit type drink?
I already forgot from coming from upstairs to downstairs what it was. I think was that orange? Yeah, it was
Tropicana,
orange,
Orangina.
apple, something fucking else.
And gin?
Yeah, it's good. It tastes like almost like just pineapple juice and gin.
Interesting.
It's nice.
Wouldn't have thought to put gin with that, but all right.
No, it's good. Gin and pineapple is really good. This juice
I'm gonna have
tastes
to
like
try that.
Yeah, this juice tastes like pineapple juice, so that's why I did it, because I like gin and pineapple. I have drank that in the past, but you don't exactly have pineapple juice lying around your house. Well, I don't.
Speak for yourself.
You got pineapple juice?
I actually have I have pineapple juice in my fridge right now. I know.
That's random.
My wife really likes pineapple. What can I say?
Pineapples are fucking dope.
Yeah, they're delicious. Especially those Maui Gold ones.
I'll just have to pick some of those up when I go to Hawaii.
When are you going to Hawaii?
In a couple months.
Oh, sure. Can't come to my wedding in Hawaii, but you can go there whenever the fuck you want.
I don't have a newborn baby anymore. I'm going to have a 1-year-old by the time I go there. It's a big difference.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Actually, we're going with my sister-in-law, Nikki's sister, because she's graduating, finishing school, and she always gives us a hard time about, we never get to go anywhere, me. So, we're not treating them to anything, but, well, they're staying at the hotel we always stay at.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty sweet.
Nice.
And I'm going to be off on maternity leave as well, so.
Wait, you're having another baby?
No, I'm taking a month.
Oh.
In Canada, the husband can take time off. So I'm taking the last month.
Wow. You get a whole month off?
Well, I could take 6 months.
Really?
Yeah. The law is just that the mother... I don't know, I said that very strange.
I was going to say, is there something wrong with the mother?
She has to take the first 3 months, I think it is, or 2 months.
Okay.
Excuse me. Something like that. I don't know. I don't pay attention. It's bullshit. It's stupid. But anyway, after that, like, time that the mother has to take, the husband can take, like, they can take the whole time. The wife can go back to work and the dad can be off for, like, I think 8 or 9 or 10 months or something ridiculous.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty
No wonder
awesome.
people have kids.
So I just figure, like, you know, I'm not, when have you ever gotten a month off besides, like, leaving a job? You know, it'll be pretty nice.
I had like 2 years off, but that's because I busted up my body.
Well, yeah,
so.
you were fucked. But yeah, it'll be nice to have some time off and be at home with the baby. And obviously, we're going to go on that trip during that time frame. That's
Sweet.
Also why I didn't go to your wedding. That was the newborn and I had no vacation time. That didn't help either.
Yeah, I know.
And Hawaii
Like I
sucks.
said, giving you a hard time. Yeah, you hate it so much. That's why you're going.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, we were pretty upset that we couldn't fucking go.
You guys missed out. It's fucking
I know
dope.
we missed out. Freaking love Hawaii. I love Hawaii so much that, like, I won't go to... I've told the story on the podcast, haven't I?
Yep.
I feel like I have. I've told people in real life. Especially with all the shit in Mexico and just, I don't know, crap going on everywhere. The last time I went there, I just didn't feel welcome. We went to Cancun and I just got an attitude from the locals. I'm like, okay, fine. I won't come back here and contribute to your livelihood. Like, if you don't want me to be here, I won't be here.
The way things are going in the U.S., you might not be welcome there either soon.
Yeah. So anyway, well, I felt unwelcome the last time I went. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just go to Hawaii. It's more expensive, but it's just as pretty without all the crazy poverty and risk of potentially getting murdered or kidnapped.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
All the shit going on in Canada, or in Mexico, there's been, like, in the last year or so, there's been quite a few Canadians getting killed down there.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy.
Like, and in Cancun even, like, some people were just on the news, like, last week. I think they were from Vancouver even. They, like, sexually harassed the wife of a couple down there on vacation. And then when they went to the police arrested them and they had to pay their way out. Like,
yeah,
that's in Cancun.
Sucks, man.
That's in Cancun. Like, I've heard of that shit happening in other parts, but, you know.
Yeah, usually a lot of places closer to the border, like Tijuana and shit, right?
Yeah, the sketchy places.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's why I go to Cuba.
What? Cuba sounds pretty cool.
Love Cuba. Been there twice. It's great.
So,
dude, looks like we've played some fucking video games. Yeah.
I played a bunch more Resident Evil. That game's fucking awesome in VR.
I was just gonna ask, in VR or not in VR?
In VR. I've only been playing it in VR now.
Awesome.
I feel like it's the only way.
I've heard that is, if you have the chance and the way and the means, that is the way to play that game.
I liked it in non-VR. It was good. But
I've also heard that.
It's a whole other, it's just more than a
stress-inducing, terrifying experience in VR.
It's more than a game in VR, which is cool. I don't know.
It's an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. And it's awesome that it's a full game. I don't know. People are saying that it's like different and they said it felt like an adventure game. It's a Resident Evil ass game.
Yeah.
Like last time we talked about it, I played.
Yeah, you just played the first like couple hours or something, more or less like the prologue.
Yeah, exactly. Which is feels very different
than the actual game. Once you get into it,
than the actual game, and I didn't play a lot of it in VR. I probably played more non-VR of that,
right?
But it was almost like the intro training session without being the training session, showing you how to do stuff and so forth. But once you get into the whole second section of the game, it's item puzzles, looking for stuff hidden in rooms, messing with stuff, rotating stuff, opening stuff, picking locks.
Do you have to put a jewel in a statue to open a door?
I haven't put a jewel in a statue, but I have put like metal, plaque of some sort into a doorway to open a lock, and I'm working on another one.
That
now.
sounds pretty Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's super Resident Evil. There's even like there's like a shadow box puzzle at one point, and I guess that's what you call it, like manipulating like an item in a lamp to create a shadow on a wall to open a
very
lock.
Cool.
Yeah. I had a boss fight.
Did you win?
I won. I didn't.
Nice.
I like shit my pants, but no, there's been a couple good new scary
Did you throw
parts.
the poop at him?
After I shit my pants? No.
Yeah, I mean, that to me seems logical. If you're shitting your pants anyways, you might as well fling it.
And I played with the TV off so my stupid wife couldn't know what was going on to pick an opportune time
so she
to
couldn't scare the crap out of you?
Yeah, so now she can like come in and poke me, but it'll probably be like I most likely won't be at a point where it'll make me shit my pants.
Or it will.
It's a good game. It's really good. I really like it. And it totally reminds me of like Resident Evil 1, 2. You're in a big mansion. It really opens up. It's multi-layered. You've got the puzzles. And it kind of reminds me of Resident Evil 3 in that you kind of have this nemesis.
I've heard that you're kind of trying to stay away from, and also
he comes back and back and
moments.
back. Like, you've probably seen trailers, so you have an idea, but definitely
I've heard about other people talking about it, so I know a bit of that. I won't lie. I think that I don't know if I could play Resident Evil. I think it would be too scary for me.
I got over it. I was playing it last night before bed, a decent chunk. I'm still getting scared, but I don't have like the crazy anxiety as like when I first started playing it, because I guess I've kind of climatized to it.
Okay, that's fair.
That being said, I'm still getting scares, and I can see
it's so stressful. You play it with the VR and the headphones.
I'd say the prologue is more stressful.
Okay, is it that real slow burn? It's
slow, and I just feel like it's also added that you don't feel very empowered at the start.
Right.
So, like, you don't have any weapons or anything, right? So,
yeah.
I'm at a point...
You trying to stay alive.
I'm at the point of the game where I have a weapon now, right? So, or I have a couple weapons. So, and there's new enemy types that have appeared, which are even freakier than anything you've seen up until this point.
Oh, shit.
But you can deal with them now. So... The first time they showed up was scary, but now it's just like, you just...
Right, you deal with them and kind of move on.
It's like the liquor in the other Resident Evils, right? The first time you saw one of those, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ!
What the hell is that?
Yeah, and it just came at you so fast, and you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, so, that's true.
It's a cool game. I'm really liking it. I'm just playing it strictly in VR. I probably could have beaten it by now, but obviously, the only complaint I'd have is that just the extra setup. Well, there's not a lot of setup. I just got to put the headset on and turn it off or turn it on.
Right.
But the kid's got to be sleeping. The wife's got to be not wanting me to do anything. So it's a little different because it's not as easy as just, I guess you could just whip the headset off and pause it, but it just seems like you need a more dedicated time to play it, I'd say, is the only barrier.
No, I know exactly what you mean. With VR, there's a certain commitment that you need to make that...
Yeah, like,
it's
off,
not just
world, don't bug me.
Yeah, it's not just like if you're playing a normal game where you hit the pause button and run off and go do something quickly and come back and continue to play. Like, you're breaking that immersion. You can pause it, you can take the headset off and stuff, but it's such a, like, that shock to your system almost where you're breaking out of that immersion, and it kind of fucks with you in a way, that I find anyways, especially once I've been in VR for a bit. You almost take the headset off and you've almost got VR head for a little while where things just seem a little off.
I've been pretty lucky I didn't have that.
But yeah.
I didn't have that last night with my session, but I'm really liking Resident Evil 7, especially in VR. And it really helps justify the VR purchase. Like, well, the Star Wars thing I already did, even though it was 20 minutes for $600, but Resident Evil 7's pretty dope. Like, I don't know if you have any inkling or desire to buy it. I'll gladly lend it to you when I'm done. Like, if you
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where I liked the first Resident Evil game, but it was such a thing at the time, and I played the second one. I mean, we kind of talked about this a bit last week.
Yeah.
But now I'm at like this point where, I don't know, games are stressful sometimes, especially scary games. And I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to like scary games, especially in VR. I mean, we both played the kitchen demo, and I mean, I knew what to expect just because of your experience, and I heard you and you sort of described it. But it was still very unpleasant. And the thought of actually playing a whole game like that is kind of actually intimidating to me.
I honestly, that's how I felt. But then I got over a hump and was like, this is freaking awesome.
Yeah. And I do, like, there's a part of me that feels like I should, I own a PSVR, and this is, like you said, sort of the first game that is truly
really cool too. Is like the peeking around
set up
corners and stuff in this, right? Like when you're in the mansion, like you really literally like peek around corners and like, is that fucker around the corner? Oh, shit. God damn it. He's over there. I can't go over there. And, yeah. It's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's,
if you don't, like I said, if you don't want to buy it, I'll lend it to you when I beat it. Not a problem.
Yeah.
I think it's something you need to check out.
And that's exactly how I feel about it. I feel like I own a PSVR, and
Try
I feel like this is the first
library or something.
I checked my libraries around here. I actually went online and I did some digging. None of the libraries in my 2 districts actually offer video game rental or borrowing. At least according to online. I have not actually gone in and looked, but none of them online said they do. So,
if they offer holds on everything else online, the games would be there too, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I threw in a couple pretty generic things to see if I could put something on hold, and none of them showed up. Halo and other large games that I figured would definitely be in there if you were renting or borrowing games. So, but yeah, it's a thing I feel like I need to play, because it is the first, like you said, full video game experience that's a real ass game, not just a
AAA.
Unique, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Not just a unique experience, right? Like a small 20-minute. This is really cool, but this is actually a full ass game that you can play in VR.
What I was going to say. This game makes me wish that there was some kind of API that just every game would work with the VR. Like, not VR mode where it's the flat screen.
Right.
Because
theater mode?
Like, I tried playing some Dishonored, but it's...
And the whole time you were thinking this would be amazing in VR. I really wish it was in VR.
Yeah, Dishonored 2. It's so wonky. With that fake flat screen, it's not the same, and it is kind of disorientating because it moves around when your head's moving. So,
right. But did you adjust the size of the screen at all? Or?
Oh yeah, I adjusted it and so forth.
Okay,
I played with that stuff, but I feel like an actual mode that I don't know. I feel like there should be an API if it's a first-person game. Maybe it'll make you feel queasy or something, but I feel like there should just be like a bloop. There, you're in it. You know what I mean?
I think,
I don't know.
I don't think
seems like something like that should exist.
I don't think it's that simple, though, is the thing. I think that
obviously it's not, otherwise it would exist.
Yeah.
But, I'm just hoping here, man.
Yeah.
Can a boy?
I think that there's quite a bit of work.
Can a boy dream?
I think that if you've designed something from the ground up with VR in mind, that might not be too difficult. But if you just built your game not thinking about VR and you want to add it, I think that's probably quite a bit of work.
Yeah, bunch of bullshit.
So,
I played some Dishonored 2, obviously.
Right.
I think I'm 3/4 of the way through that now.
Oh wow, you're really trucking along in it then.
That game's good. That game's really freaking good.
You didn't beat the first one, right?
I didn't beat the first one. I just got so far in this one now. I know how the first one resolves. Because essentially the way this one opens gives you
right after the first one
of what happened.
Right.
I played far enough into the first one to also know about these characters, so I kind of know where they came from.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of stuff you need to know from the first game to even play the second game. You can play the second game and it would barely impact you. You just have added backstory for the main characters. Which doesn't matter for what's going on.
I have Dishonored sitting on my desktop, and I started it a while ago and really freaking loved it, but there's just been a variety. I mean, fall hit, and how many awesome games, like especially first-person games, have we been playing? So I just haven't picked it up, but I got really tempted actually on the weekend, and I almost double-clicked that icon and played a bit more of it, especially with you talking about the second one. It kind of made me want to go back to that, and I think I am actually going to finish that one before I start Dishonored 2.
I will go back to that eventually, but I'm really enjoying the second one a lot.
Fair enough.
Was there any crazy stuff that I discovered in that? Not really. I don't think I have anything to add to it.
Taxi.
I've gotten a couple more new powers. I'm getting pretty decent in comboing some of my powers. I'm playing a low chaos kind of playthrough. I'm not really killing a lot of guys. I'm more knocking them out and doing the peaceful strategy.
Yeah.
I've had to kill a couple guys.
Oh, okay.
You know, sometimes shit has hit the fan. It's like, well, now I gotta kill you. You touched my butt, and now I gotta kill you.
Hey, man, you can't touch the butt.
No. I'm a girl.
Gotta protect the booty.
I'm a girl. It's not cool. Without consent.
Exactly.
I'm gonna kill you.
Fair enough.
I'm really, that game's great. So I'm just, when I'm not able to play VR, I've been playing that. And that's about it. Just, I've been heavy PS4 right now. I got my Switch. I mentioned I was getting a Switch, right? For my TV.
We talked about our pre-orders.
I got a Switch, and I got a bunch of HDMI cables that are like definitely HDR compatible.
Oh, very nice.
I got a bunch of smaller cables since I have to run the Switch, so it's going to tidy up my entertainment center quite a bit.
Oh, yes, your HDMI Switch.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't say Switch anymore. People think you're talking about the Nintendo Switch now.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, we talked about the Nintendo Switch already. Like, what do you mean? Of course I knew that.
My 4K HDR
HDMI Switch.
HDCP 2.2 compatible Switch. 5 in, 1 out.
Yes. So yes, you mentioned that.
I got that and a bunch of fancy new HDMI cables because it looked like I only had one. I have the one for my PS4, which is probably compatible, but I don't know where I put it, or PS4 Pro, and probably the Xbox One S. I think I threw them in drawers and just used what I had, not really even thinking about it. So,
right.
But I got new ones because I got shorter ones because I don't need 10 feet of cable wrapped up behind my center when they're all going to go plug into one switch.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to rip my TV setup apart and mount the Switch on my stand and do that stuff. That's going to be a weekend project.
Fair enough.
Speaking of TVs, I bought another TV.
What?
Our living room TV fucking broke. Well, it didn't break. All the HDMI inputs broke for whatever reason. I guess they
just stopped inputting?
Yeah, like no picture. Nikki was watching TV and she's like, I was watching TV and it just kept cutting to a black screen, and then she's like,
that's annoying.
And then she's like, and then eventually it just stopped, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like, did you reset the box? She's like, yeah, I reset it like 3 times. I'm like, oh, weird. Okay, whatever.
So obviously you looked at it.
I come home,
came to the conclusion that it was dead.
I grab another set-top box and try on a completely different input. No signal. Try the other 2, 3 HDMI inputs, no signal. Like, none of them work.
Wow.
And I'm like, sweet, that's rad. Because I hooked up that box to another TV and it worked on another TV.
They worked fine.
I don't have 2 dead set-top boxes.
Right.
Like, what's the likelihood of that? 0.
Wow.
Then I got component, and the component works.
What?
So the component cables work, and the box is working fine. Except for we have these like giant crappy cables going down our fireplace mantle. It looks super janky. I didn't run component in the walls when we built the place.
Right, because you were like, what's the point?
Yeah,
it's going to be HDMI.
I ran HDMIs.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of annoyed because I'm going to have to go in the attic and run like new HDMIs because I bought another 4K TV. But we don't have anything.
So what'd you buy? Did you buy the same one that you bought
the exact
for your
same
office?
TV that I have in my office.
Oh, okay. I figured that's what you would do.
It was on sale, so
okay.
So it was less than when I bought it. It was like $999.
It's like
$999. It was $1,000.
Oh, very nice.
Free shipping. It actually arrives tomorrow, so that's going to go in the living room, which is kind of nice because I don't really care about the HDMI in the wall not being 4K compatible because I'm not going to have anything 4K connected to it, but it's got the built-in.
So the TV will upscale a bit, and that'll be pretty much that for the first bit at least?
Look, I don't have 4K TV available in my neighborhood. I have a 4K box, but the actual service is not available because I'm in a shitty area.
Is that because you can't get fast enough internet to support it?
Yes, that is because I can't get fast enough internet. Don't rub it in.
Hey, I gotta be able to rub some things in, mister. I just bought a second 4K TV.
Oh, I didn't want to buy a TV.
Oh, of course you did. Don't lie.
The one plus is that we watch a lot of Netflix in that room, so we'll be able to watch 4K Netflix, which is kind of sweet.
That's nice, as long as you're not doing anything else. Are you sure you have fast enough internet for 4K Netflix?
I have fast enough internet for 4K Netflix. I don't have fast enough for 4K IPTV.
Right.
Because the requirements are higher. I'm just shy. I could probably do it if I begged them to change the profile on my account.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel like talking to people about that. Because I don't care. There's 2 4K channels.
Yeah, that's not enough to worry about it.
I don't care. But we'll get 4K Netflix, so we'll take advantage of that.
Fair enough. That's cool.
There might be 3 or 4 4K channels by now, but still, I don't give a shit.
Fair enough.
When HBO's 4K, then I might care.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, so anyway. Sorry about my tangent.
No, it's all good.
You played some Mario World? You were playing.
Dude, I
Wii
played a
U.
bunch of stuff this weekend. Well, yeah, all the Switch talk kind of made me feel like I needed to go back and
turn on your
play
Wii U.
some Nintendo stuff just to kind of remind me of how good Nintendo games are, and just well, like, because you gotta think. The last time I played my Wii U was how long ago? It was way before we moved. And I moved almost a year ago now.
I can't remember when the last time I played my Wii U.
See, exactly. It was probably last summer when you rented Splatoon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is exactly when it was. You know better than
go.
I do. Splatoon
but yeah,
was great.
I was just thinking, you know what? I need to play that. I had plugged it in a few weeks ago, and I'd started playing some Bayonetta 2 on it. Hadn't really played enough of that to really get a great feel for it. I just kind of used it as a way to make sure everything was set up properly and was working. So yeah, I just felt like with the Switch coming out and me waffling back and forth over should I keep my pre-order? Should I get rid of my pre-order? Should I keep my pre-order? I just was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play some freaking Nintendo games just to remind myself of why I buy Nintendo consoles.
Yeah.
Because I do not have a ton of games for my Wii U. I think I have maybe 6 or 7 games from the entire life cycle of that console, which is by far and away the least out of all my other consoles. You know, to mainly kind of remind myself. So I threw in Super Mario 3D World. I had never beat it.
Super Mario 3D World.
So
is a fantastic game.
think I was on World 4. I think I was on World 4.
That's a great game.
And my wife was playing Stardew Valley. So she had the PS4 and she had the TV and she was hard into Stardew Valley. And so I just grabbed my Wii U and I threw in Super Mario 3D World and I just sat down on the couch and I just played Super Mario 3D World for several hours on Saturday while she played Stardew Valley.
You should have played multiplayer. That's an awesome multiplayer
It is.
game.
It's a lot of fun multiplayer.
I think if in my mind, the ideal amiibo game is a Super Mario 3D World type game where you just plop in the amiibo characters. Oh my god.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be
super cool.
Freaking tastic.
Then I might actually buy an amiibo.
I need to become a producer at Nintendo.
Yeah. That game is great. It really is. It's this the only thing that bugs me about that game, the only thing is the time limits in the levels.
Oh, I can't remember. They had time limits? I couldn't remember that.
Yeah. The time limits on some of the levels,
Nintendo
because
games have that, or Mario
there's
games.
there's so much stuff to do and to find in some of these levels, and they've hidden it really well, because each level there's 3 stars. And some levels you can run through, you can finish the level and not actually get any of the stars.
Yep.
So the idea is that you want to try and hunt and find all these things to get the 3 stars, as well as the stamp. Because each level there's a stamp hidden somewhere that adds another, or a sticker, sorry, there's a sticker on that you can add to your sticker collection. But I found that sometimes I spent too much time doing all the little side stuff and essentially fucking around in the level, and then I ran out of time. I'd either be on the boss and run out of time, that is the only annoying thing, that I think they either should have removed the time limit entirely or made it significantly longer in a lot of these levels.
Yeah, I think I didn't go for everything in every level, knowing that's kind of not doable when I played through it.
Yeah, so it means that you have to play through some levels multiple times in order to get each star. You kind of have to go in and go, okay, I want this star. Okay, I've already got these 2. I'm going to go in and try and find the 3rd one, which is great. But I also appreciate that they've got those Toad levels where you're playing as Toad, and they're almost like a giant puzzle where you can spin around in circles and Toad can't jump, and you're just trying to find the various stars. That is really cool. And
they basically turned that into an entire game on its own.
Yeah, no, they totally did. But no, it kind of rekindled and reminded me, fuck, man, Nintendo makes some really good shit. Like, that game looks really good. And to be fair, the screen on the Wii U handset is not great. It's not an awesome screen on the handheld part of the Wii U. The tablet part, if you will. It's not a great screen. But yet that game looks real good. You put it on a TV and it looks even better, obviously. But no, that game is it's a lot of fun. And I feel like not enough games that I play are like that anymore. I feel like growing up, I played Sonic and Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter and Mario. These were all platforming games with characters that I grew to love. And honestly, outside of Mario, nobody else has really done those anymore at all. Like, they seem to have really fallen by the wayside. So it's a really nice breath of fresh air to go back to and just enjoy those games. So I'm now on, I think I finished two worlds. I think I just got to World 7 now when I stopped playing. But again, perfect game for sitting on the couch beside my wife. We were chatting. She was playing Stardew Valley. I was playing Super Mario 3D World. But it didn't feel like we were both just involved in our own thing. Because a lot of times when I play computer games in the other room, she's in the other room and I'm in this room. I've got headphones on and I'm playing a game. So, yeah.
I need to turn my Wii on.
See, exactly. That was exactly my thing. I've actually now got Wind Waker in there. I haven't booted it up since I put it in there.
That was a great game.
Exactly.
Well,
that's one I personally never finished, actually.
Yeah, I have finished that one, so I don't feel I don't feel so guilty that I didn't beat the HD version of that again.
Yeah. My roommate at the time had a GameCube, and he played through it all, so I actually watched a lot of it. So I don't know, there was a little less of a need to play through it myself.
You feel like you played it already?
Yeah, kind of, in a way, right? So now that I'm actually playing through it in HD on the Wii U, they have definitely made some things that are a little nicer about it as well. Sailing is faster, and they've just made some better life parts of that game, and to make your life
Quality
a little easier.
Life improvements is what
exactly.
you're trying to say.
Absolutely what I'm trying to say.
I meant to turn it on to help me with the decision about whether I want to ditch it towards a Switch.
Well, I think that you're probably going to want to keep it because I think that there is a few games that you're going to want to keep.
I was looking at my library of Wii U games that I still have. And but I still have my Wii U, so I know I'm never going to play it again. I don't play my PS3 anymore. I don't play my 360 anymore. I guess it just goes in the classic.
I can't actually remember when I booted my 360. My PS3 actually surprisingly gets quite a bit of use still between my wife and I.
As a media player.
Yeah, well, we use it a lot as a media player, but there's a few games that, I mean, my PS3 collection is huge, and it also plays PS1 and PS2 games because it's the original 60 gig.
Yeah, so I don't have that system, but I still do have my PS1 and PS2.
Yeah, so for me in that regard, you know, I was playing total brain fart right now. RPG on PS1.
On PS1? Was it something we talked about recently?
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. I was playing Chrono Trigger. Thank you. But I was playing that because I have the PS1 disc. I popped in my PS3 and booyah, there you go. Playing Chrono Trigger, the PS1 version of the game. So I like having my PS3 still. It's good. But definitely, like my 360, I honestly, it's not even hooked up right now. I can't actually remember the last time I turned it on.
Yeah, I'm looking at my entertainment stand over there, and I have my, not the really slim PS3, but the one before that. So not the shiny one, but the matte one.
Okay,
and
yeah, that's the same one I think Vert has.
I have a slim 360, and it's just standing over there, giving me the mean mug. Like, play with me. And my and I actually have PS1 there. I'm gonna have to. Funny. What I need to do is I need to build a custom cabinet
to put your old consoles in that you don't use anymore.
Yeah, because right now,
kind of like trophies.
I have a man cave. That's where I record this from.
Yeah,
I have my podcast computer on like a little wheelie desk, and doesn't take up a lot of space, which is kind of nice. And I just have my consoles and amplifier and set-top box like on a IKEA table, like a 2-shelf table, but not like a proper entertainment stand. And I meant to custom build or buy one, and I've never gotten to it.
That's fair.
This room, quite honestly, we used it a lot when we play Rock Band with the fam. Or usually this is like the UFC room.
Okay.
When I have some of the boys over for UFC. We used to have a local game night here, but we all play online now, so
yeah,
it's really not a lot of people down here. So it's kind of like my old consoles are down here. It's
that's fair.
Console graveyard.
So I don't know. I'm glad I put it in. It reminded me that Nintendo makes some great games.
They're one of the best.
As much as I'm still flip-flopping between keeping my Switch pre-order and getting rid of it.
I'm keeping mine.
Because I do know that Breath of the Wild I'm going to want to play, but I can play that on Wii U. And then the next game I'm actually going to want to play is not coming out for like 8 months after that.
You only have one Switch pre-order, right?
I do.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So, I got a couple friends
of mine. It's the blue and red controller one.
A couple friends of mine and a couple friends of the show. A lot of people let me know that they're like, I got one. I got two because, I don't know. Maybe I'll sell the second one. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy today at work and he was saying, oh man, well, if you decide to get rid of it, I actually personally know somebody that she wants to get one for her son, who he really wants one, but she wasn't able to get a pre-order. So if you do decide to get rid of it, you know.
There's been the odd restock on Amazon.com, but I haven't seen any restocks in Canada.
Yeah, I don't know what the supply is looking like in Canada.
Ouch. $650 for a motherboard and CPU. Yeah, maybe I'm not going to do that.
So that was kind of my Saturday. Marvel Heroes 2016.
Yeah, Marvel Heroes. I
played
barely played any of that. You like that game.
Dude, it's so, I don't want to say mind-numbing, but it's your Diablo game with superheroes.
Yeah.
It's free that you can just go in. You're a total badass. You just go in and lay down and mow down tons and tons of dudes and fight a bunch of guys and get way too much loot. And it's sort of you don't have to think too hard about it. It's just that click. It's
like
and
popcorn.
Fire. Yeah.
It's just like,
and it's a great game to just kind of relax, sit back.
Scratches an itch.
Absolutely.
Empowerment
and they just
fantasy.
They just had a huge update to the game. Like really big update.
Yeah, I thought I saw that.
They actually reworked how abilities work. They reworked how the talent stuff works. They reworked pretty much the entire powers side of that game. So
I'm really surprised they didn't change it to 2017, but
I was too, actually, because they did 2015 and then 2016, and maybe they're planning on it. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably have another big update, maybe.
Yeah. So, plus I was playing and I had enough. Well, when you play the game, you pick up Eternity Splinters, and when you have enough of those, you can use them you pick them up for free in game. They fall off of enemies from time to time when you're fighting and things like that.
Not my Eternity Splinters.
I know. And when you get enough of them, you trade them into the vendor to unlock characters in the game. So you can either use
vendor?
He's a character vendor.
Yeah, who's the vendor?
Oh, way to put me on the spot here.
Is he not a character? Is he not someone of importance? Is he just a throwaway NPC?
I want to say it's Vision, but I'm not sure exactly.
In Avengers Tower.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
He is in the Avengers Tower.
We'll have to fact check that, Trump.
So you can go in there and you can redeem your Eternity Splinters for characters. And you can either pay real money to buy their in-game currency, and then use that to purchase.
But you can also just straight up buy characters, can't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can go in and buy characters.
Do you have to buy the currency first and then the character, or you just buy the characters? I've never bought a character, so.
If you want to buy a character or a skin for a character, you purchase their in-game currency, and then you use that to purchase the character.
And they always give you an amount that there's some left, and then it's like, I gotta buy more.
I think so. Yeah.
Have you spent money on this game?
I have spent a little bit of money, not a lot.
You play it a lot, though, so.
But that's the thing. I've got, I think,
you've got
80 hours or so in.
You definitely have double-digit hours.
And I mean, I think that it's easily, I did not mind throwing them some money.
No, why not?
It's well worth it. I've easily spent some money on it.
You've gotten the amount of enjoyment out of a retailed title at that point, like beyond.
Oh, and then some. Absolutely. But no, I always, whenever I get X amount of Eternity Splinters, I always like to just do the random character.
No,
just cause it's fun. So you can buy a random, well, cause it's a little less money too.
Yeah.
You pay a little less money and you don't get to choose, but chances are it's going to be a character you don't have. And there is a small chance that it could be a character that you have. But if you do get a character that you have, you can use, once you max that character out, you can actually use a second character unlock to level up their ultimate ability. So it's not just like it's a total waste.
Not throwaway.
Yeah, exactly. So I managed to unlock on the weekend. Who did I get now? Emma Frost.
Emma Frost. How are you doing?
Yeah. So I've honestly in that game I've probably unlocked 10 characters or more now.
Yeah, you unlocked a few.
Like
you always play their events and stuff.
Yeah, so they hand out free characters a bunch to
So are the changes
during events, and
are the changes positive?
I don't mind them. It simplifies a lot of things.
Okay.
Well,
every time I jump in, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. There's like 50 types of items and a million different types of currencies, and
and that's the thing. I think by what they've essentially done is before how it worked was when you hit certain levels, you would unlock new abilities. So then you would get, when you leveled up, you would use, every time you leveled up, you would get 3 points that you could put into whatever abilities you wanted to boost them, to make them stronger and more powerful. But the thing is that at any one time, you can only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think it's 6 or 7 abilities mapped on your keyboard. So there's 20 abilities that you could unlock, but you can only ever have 6 or 7 of those mapped on your keyboard at any one time. So it becomes this whole thing of where you don't really know where you want to put points into certain things. And then if you open up your powers, you can actually have multiple, you can have multiple quick change setups. So you could click through 4 different ones that you could set up from the beginning.
Or like clungy.
Yeah, it could be really cumbersome because here you are leveling up and you're putting these points into things, but you might realize down the road, oh crap, that was a really dumb thing to do.
I never use that ability. It's buried on my 20th bar deep.
And I mean, you can totally go talk to somebody and they'll roll you back to nothing, but then you're starting totally at 0 and you're going, okay, well now I got to remember which points I wanted to put in what so that I could unlock that, and that helps that. And so now what they've done is they've set it up so that abilities unlock at certain levels, just like before. So certain talents or powers, whatever, they unlock at certain levels. But instead of every time you level up, you putting points into skills and abilities, that doesn't happen anymore. Essentially, the leveling up is you get stronger by a set amount, and also your abilities unlock at certain points, and then you can use however you so choose. You can still have 4 sets if you want of different abilities. So if you have a character, like one of the characters that I'm playing right now is Magic. She's got several abilities.
Magic?
Yeah.
That's her fucking name?
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She is a total badass magic user. She's got this big honkin' sword. I want to say she's a sister to Loki.
Oh, so she's
from
Thor.
Asgard.
She's a Thor character.
Kind of. But she summons demons. She's a badass. Anyways.
She got really creative with her name.
I know, right? Don't worry,
Magic.
man. It's Magik.
Oh,
okay. I know. I know.
I spell it with a
K.
I spell it with a K. Thank you.
Exactly.
Not that kind of magic.
So the thing is, though, is that she's got multiple characters. Multiple characters. Jesus. She's got abilities sets that kind of make sense so that you can set together. So, for example, one of her abilities is she summons demons to fight on your behalf.
Kind of sounds like a necromancer almost.
A little bit, totally. So you could have, when it makes sense, you can have those helping you and you can have those abilities out. But you can also change over and have it set so that she also has really strong, obviously, her sword attacks, and she has other magic attacks that she does. So you can also set it up to just not have to deal with minions and fighting with them and everything else, and just be a badass. You use your teleport abilities and you attack and carry on like that,
so
right?
She like kind of switches from melee to ranged?
Kind of, almost, in a way.
That's what it sounds like.
So it's cool because it's a way that you can utilize all of the powers in different sets if you want.
But also your character has some different gameplay.
Yeah, and also it's a little less confusing than I need to put 20 talents into this or talent points into that, and then I need to put 20 talent points into that over there. So I like it. I like the change. I think that it's simplified it for just people in general.
No, that's
and
good.
I'm sure that if you were to ask some of the crazy hardcores that have logged thousands of hours, they've probably wrecked the game, of course.
Well,
but for me, who's an average player, I think it's great. I can log in, kind of know what's going on, and it doesn't totally screw me.
Yeah. Every time I log in, I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or what's going on. Do I need this freaking item? Is this trash? Like, where do I spend these points? I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah, so now the point thing is pretty much off the table. Now you do earn a secondary point, but that doesn't unlock on your character till you hit level 60. Those are the infinity points. So as you play, you get infinity points that you can put in towards the infinity abilities, which obviously are like the infinity stones. But again, those are abilities that are secondary. They're not really abilities. They augment existing abilities. And that's something that you don't have to worry about till you hit level 60. So
I haven't gotten that far. So
I've only done that on one of my characters. So,
So you played.
So I like the changes. I thought it was great.
That's good.
So
you played a couple other freaking games here. It looks like you were at a LAN party almost.
Well, I played some more Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I've currently. This is going to be bad, man. And I wanted to ask you about this because. Did you do all of the side stuff and then play the main mission? Or did you just kind of play a couple of the side missions and then play the main mission?
I did them all.
Okay, because that's how I'm playing it. I'm playing all the side missions.
I did them all, and then I did a couple, and then I do the next mission. I do a couple in the next mission, and then I think I only had like one, maybe two left before the final mission that it warns you about. Like, there's a mission that you eventually get to where it's like, you can't do anything else on your map, so do you really want to proceed?
Oh, okay.
So it gives you a warning.
New missions when you finish a story mission to the map?
I have no idea the rhyme and reason how they were added. I can't even remember now.
Because currently I think I've got one or two side mission and then the main one to move the story forward.
It kind of seems like it adds a couple after each mission you do, because you'll run out of them to do, and then you kind of have to do the campaign story or the main campaign story.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask that because I wasn't sure. I figured that was probably the case, that they would probably add some more.
Yeah,
because right now my OCD is like, I can see these missions. I should do these missions before I move on to the next one.
The last, I guess, 15% or 20% of the game, I'd say, is like the final stretch. It warns you. It's like, if you don't do any of the side stuff, you won't be able to come back here.
Right. Okay, got it. So yeah, I've been doing a bunch of the side stuff. I like the way that those side missions are kind of like these little bite-sized morsels that you can play in
they're short.
10 minutes,
they're not too
like
long.
5-10 minutes.
They're kind of like stealth missions or the jackal missions.
I like the jackal missions a lot.
I really like the jackal missions too. They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
I find that they break up just the game a bit. That I found I was looking for a few of them just to...
And you feel so badass
it was different.
in the fucking jackal.
Yeah, right? And then you get the prototype jackals, and you start getting some of the prototype abilities.
It's a cool game. It's a really good campaign. Honestly, like I said, it's my favorite Call of Duty campaign next to, obviously, Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. I've been playing through a bunch of the side stuff and jackal missions and the stealth stuff, like we said.
It's a space opera without silly Jedi powers.
Yeah.
Not the Jedi powers are silly, because fuck, I would be a Jedi in an instant.
Of course, we all would.
Sith vampire. Honestly, that
would actually be super cool.
That'd be fucking badass.
I feel like in a way a lot of games over the last few years have sort of made vampires almost a little bit like Jedis anyways, though.
Kind of.
You're super strong, you can jump really far.
Mind control. Yeah, that's true.
Super strength.
Kind of want
if you're from the Kanan game, then you can suck blood from a million miles away.
I want the lightning fingers, though, and the force push.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Force choke.
You can turn into mist, though.
That's true.
Get all misty on them.
Turn into a bat.
Yeah.
I feel like you're pretty vulnerable when you turn into a bat, though. I guess bats are pretty fucking hard to hit, though.
Yeah.
They're crazy movement.
Yeah. Okay.
Jedi vampire. Fucking live forever.
Yeah,
Well,
that would be crazy badass.
live for a really long time until someone fucking kills you.
That is always the problem.
If that happens.
Yeah. But no, and then I was actually playing some Call of Duty, and a friend of mine messaged me, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna play some fucking Battlefield 1
Did he message you
multiplayer
like
with
that?
a bunch of my peeps." Yeah, exactly like
What's
that.
up, bitch?
Yeah, actually, I think his exact text was, "What's up, bitch? I'm gonna play some Battlefield 1."
Are you gonna play with us? Fucking loser.
So I know
Dude,
we've talked
bro.
about. Duh. Yeah. Sup? Huh? Yeah. What? So I just want to point out that I know that we've talked about Battlefield 1 a bunch on and
it's
off
awesome.
over the last
It's
few
a
weeks.
Great game. I'm not being
do wanna-
sarcastic. It's a great game.
I want to point out though that the multiplayer comes alive when
fucking
you're
balls.
playing with a bunch of other players.
Oh, of course it does.
Like we were playing
I really
with
fucking
six. We were playing with 6 guys. We were all on comms, and honestly, that was awesome. I hadn't
could
had an
imagine.
experience quite like that
TeamSpeak?
in any game. Yeah, we were on TeamSpeak.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, TeamSpeak is a multi-party voice chat application on PC.
Yes, it is. You all connect to it, and you can go in different channels and talk about games and talk in a game. It's great. So we were all on comms. We were all playing, and we were all in a squad. So there was 6 of us, and we were just running around, just kicking the shit out of everybody.
Oh,
It was
you guys
great.
are doing well.
Well, of course, well is an operative term. I was doing terrible because I had just come from playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and then I
like, oh
jumped
my
into
God.
Battlefield 1, and it was like, wow, this is a way to fuck me.
It's like you were driving
But
a
that being
right-wheel
said,
drive
it-
vehicle all of a sudden.
It took me a map to really sort of get my bearings and get back into what the hell was
Climatized
going
to
on.
the different game.
Yeah, and then I kind of fell into quite the. I was the medic on our team, and
Medic!
I was just working that, man. Like I was that guy that was diving in there, making sure everybody was alive and getting health packs, and I may not have got a lot of kills, but like I was in the top 3 on our team on the server.
You were doing your fucking role then.
Exactly. And honestly, like I had a blast.
That's awesome.
Like I played, you know, I've played a
wanna
bunch
have
of Titanfall 2 and I've played it with some friends even. And like I had a great time, and straight up Titanfall 2, especially by myself, that's still my go-to single like multiplayer game. Like I love it. It's great. But honestly, the teamwork required in Battlefield, and when you actually have a team that like sticks together and fucking roams around and does what they're supposed to do, you're capping flags and you're blowing up shit and you're calling in airstrikes and you're keeping dudes alive and you're bombing crap. It was awesome.
I'm kind of
And
jealous.
Gotta say, that was a really cool experience, and I kind of want to do more of that
I'm
now.
kind of jealous. That sounds rad. That's what we used to have with.
Was.
That's what we used to have with Battlefield 3 and earlier with my crew.
Yeah.
But after
was
Battlefield
great.
4, like kind of like everyone went their own ways, and half were playing COD and half were not even playing first-person shooters anymore.
Right.
God damn. Okay, invite me next time you guys play Battlefield.
Yeah,
I
dude,
really
it was,
wanna play
honestly, it was great. Like you know, like I said, Battlefield 1 multiplayer kind of whatever, but honestly, after playing a bunch of it with some guys and realizing that as a medic, I'm not going to run around and like blow everybody away, and I need to actually play my role and just
but you still had fun
work on
and
it.
you contributed.
Totally.
So that's all that matters.
and it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I was watching a clip, I think it was it was an Imager of like a long distance snipe in Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Basically, it's a GIF, and it shows the sniper's sight, and you can see the other enemy, like, he's like a fucking dot on like a cliff. Like,
Right.
You know it's a guy, but he's so fucking far. Basically, he lines them up in the sights, and the crosshairs. And basically, he moves the gun up, like, into, like, almost the sky or the mountains. You can't even see the enemy anymore. The enemy's not in the sights, but he's
shooting way off into the middle of nowhere.
He's accounting for the bullet drop for the distance.
Yeah.
And he snipes this fucking guy. I'm like, that is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ridiculous. It's like, oh my God, that's insane.
Yep. Yep.
Obviously, the guy had to sit there and not move. It was another sniper, but people in the comments are like, that's staged. Why wouldn't he have shot back? I'm like, well, probably because he didn't see him, because the other sniper would have been a speck on his screen. Like, literally like a pixel.
Right.
Like, anyways, cool. Man, that sounds like fun. And then you guys played some Overwatch?
Yeah, and then the next day, we didn't have as many guys that were available to play some Battlefield, so me and Vert just jumped into some Overwatch.
You took part in the new event.
We did.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you get a free box?
I got 3 free boxes.
Without playing?
No, I got a free box for not playing, and then because I was playing the event...
It's still on, right? Yeah, I think it's on still.
Yeah, and then because I was playing the event stuff, for every win in a 24-hour period, for every 3 wins, you get another box.
Yeah.
So I got 3 boxes plus the free one when I jumped in. So I got a total of 4 boxes for free. And those are all, because that's the thing, is when you play normally and you level up, you get a box. That's fair. But when you win 3 matches doing the events, you get one of the lunar boxes.
Yeah.
So I got a total of 4 lunar boxes. So I actually got a couple of really cool lunar
out of this
New Year skins. I got a couple epic skins for the New Year. Yeah.
I
got two epic lunar New Year skins. I got one for what the hell's her name? The sniper medic chick.
Oh, Anna, you got the creepy one?
Yeah, her
that one's like a super
meme
face mask with the wood mask, the wood face.
Yeah, I got that one.
Become like a huge meme on the internet because it's super creepy.
Yeah, so I got that one.
Nice.
And then I also got another one for not Junkrat, the big dude with the hook that he throws out. Roadhog. I got one for. I got his.
I don't even know what his is.
Yeah.
I've seen Anna's, and I've seen Sexy Zenyatta, or Hot Zenyatta. Is another one that people are kind of on the internet
making fun of.
Going off about.
So there's a bunch of different events. One of them is Capture the Flag.
Capture the chicken rooster fucking mode. Whatever.
Yeah, it's Capture the Flag.
Was it cool?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, man.
I gotta fucking play that. Goddamn.
And also the new character that they released, she's awesome. I think I played her the entire time we played.
Oh, what?
She's
what's
rad.
Her freaking name again?
She
the hacker chick,
everything.
Right?
It starts with an S. Oh, I want to say Sonya, but I know that's wrong. I'm terrible with names right now.
I can't remember. I haven't even played, and we've talked about Sombra.
That's it. She's great.
She looks cool.
You hack the dude, then they can't use any abilities, and then you just pump their face full of submachine gun.
Is that what her power is? She basically turns off your abilities?
Yeah, so if you hack a character, they can't use any of their abilities till the hack is over.
Wow, nice. I know she can hack turrets and shit too, right?
Yeah, you can do that as well.
And she can go invisible?
You can also go invisible. And you have this little teleportation disc that you can throw, and then you can teleport to wherever you throw it to.
She looks cool.
So I had a blast with her. And her ultimate is that you send out like a big wave and it hacks everybody that gets caught in it. So there's those clutch moments where you're trying to do the big push and you dive in the middle and you like hack everybody, and all of a sudden your teammates and everybody rushes in, and it's great because suddenly the entire team, yes, they can still shoot you guys, but none of them can use abilities for, I'm not sure how long it is, but it's long enough that you guys can really get in there and do some damage.
That's her great EMP attack?
Yeah.
I'm looking.
It also, I think, does actual damage as well. So
I'm looking at her thing on Overwatch.com right now.
Yeah, no, I had a blast. Plus, when she goes
cool.
invisible, she runs really fast. So for capture the flag, it was great.
She just shut down guys who are pulling their ult off. That's kind of handy.
Yeah, it's very handy.
Oh.
I shut down a few Pharahs when they're up in the air, getting ready to do their whole rocket barrage, and then I hacked them, and all of a sudden they just sort of fell out of the sky.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're showing, like, on their site, if you click on their abilities, they show you little videos of them.
Yeah.
She can hack the health pack so that enemies can't collect them. Yeah, she looks cool.
She was fun. I really liked playing her.
That's
it was
awesome.
great.
How did you guys do?
Surprisingly well.
Yeah,
nice. I've decided a smaller team I think is better.
It's
there was
probably
just the two
easier
of us.
because you guys probably fill out a decent 4 squad.
Yep.
So it
so we actually won
better.
I think we won more than we lost playing just the two of us
fucking great.
Cruising around. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. They also had this other mode during the Lunar New Year stuff where every time you die, you respawn as a random character, so you have no control over it.
Oh, is that the brawl mode?
I can't remember which mode it's called, like Switch or something like that. But yeah, so every time you die, you respawn as a different character, and you have no control. It's fun. It's a great way to
try new people.
Force. Yeah, and it's a great way to force you to play characters you would normally never play. For me, it was Tracer and Genji and Hanzo.
Oh, I got that awesome.
I suck at those characters.
I got that
super
awesome
bad.
Genji skin by playing over the holiday with my bro-in-law.
See, I have the most incredible Reaper skin. It's the Christmas one where he's like, it looks like he's got frost and it looks like it's all coming off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like misting almost. His eyes are kind of misting out, and it looks super badass. I never play Reaper.
I like Reaper.
I think he's one of my least played characters.
He's kind of a brute, but he can be fun. QQQ.
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah. So no, yeah, it was great Overwatch is always a blast, but it was great to jump in and play some of the New Year's stuff. The changes those guys are making constantly with that game, it's ridiculous. It's incredible. I mean, it's anybody that plays the Blizzard game knows that this is what they do, but they're really knocking it out of the park with this. So, yeah. Played some fucking video games.
So, let's get into the news and stuff.
Let's talk about some news.
Been like a good hour of what we've been playing. You played fucking shitload, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's wintertime, man. I'm hibernating.
Yeah, kind of is. It's really cold.
Don't leave
today.
the house.
It got really cold today
don't
again.
spend any money. They're saying it could snow this weekend.
F off.
They're saying we can see 24 centimeters of snow by next Tuesday.
The snow can go to the mountains.
It can go to hell where it will be turned into water. Ha! Because it's hot. Or something.
Square Enix is making Avengers games and more. Square Marvel announced a multi-game partnership beginning with the Avengers Project, developed by Crystal Dynamics in collaboration with Eidos Montreal. Both very talented studios, and Marvel going after some AAA studios to make quality Avengers Marvel game. That's pretty sweet news.
I think that they have the potential to have a sweet ass Marvel RPG, like a proper sort of JRPG style Marvel game.
Or just like even a Mass Effect-y style game. Okay. Then I don't know.
I was thinking more not a traditional JRPG necessarily, but I'm almost thinking turn-based with, as you play through the game, you like collect characters, if you will, and they have their various abilities, and you attack other characters. I don't know. I feel like it could really work.
Like a cool pipe dream.
I know. I'm just saying that I feel like with Square Enix, I feel like they would maybe have the chops to make that a thing and make it happen.
Crystal Dynamics is obviously the guys who worked on Tomb Raider.
Yes.
The most recent ones, the most recent one, I should say, which is an excellent game, which is one of my top game of the years last year. 2015. Sorry. The last time we had a game of the year discussion, which we still have to do. It's February.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Next week. We got to make it next week.
Sure. Okay. No problem. So it just makes me excited that Marvel's like, we're going to get good studios instead of just getting Activision to shit out crappy movie tie-in games.
I agree with that.
Which is the most exciting thing about that. They really didn't show shit. It was a teaser trailer.
No.
We're probably not going to see any fruit from this tree until at the earliest. I'm sure maybe we'll see another teaser trailer at E3.
Because they're saying that this is a multi-year, multi-game partnership.
Yeah. So
we're going to be seeing multiple games made through various studios. The one with Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal that we're talking about that's the first game that they've announced. They're calling it currently the Avengers Project is
obviously going to
what they're calling
change.
Yeah, probably. Which sounds really cool. And I think that there's some really great studios that they have under their belt. And I think that this has the potential to be really good. Like you said, I hope that these are not just crappy movie tie-ins. And I don't think that that's going to be the case. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like for whatever reason, I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel that they're both going to want to make proper good games with the IPs. So this partnership actually makes me kind of excited.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really hope.
And then we got the Spider-Man coming out on PS4 from Insomniac.
Yeah.
I guess Marvel just sat back and was like, WB is kind of killing it with quality Batman games. We should do that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, to be fair, like we joked about Activision shitting out some crappy movie tie-in.
The early Marvel stuff was decent, and then they had a lot of not good games.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance was great.
The first one.
I didn't play the second one, so that's fair. What about the X-Men Legends games? Those were great.
I don't remember those at all.
They were sort of the precursor to Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
They were very similar, but with the X-Men characters. They were really well done.
That was like PS2? Or PS3?
Yeah.
I can't remember, man.
I think the second one might have been a PS3 game. But yeah, they would have definitely been that era.
Spider-Man, they had a good Spider-Man, and then they had like 3 or 4 bad Spider-Mans.
That's true. But I'm just saying that there was some pretty solid games
and then there's been
that did come out of that. Well, yeah, because they lost the license to actually make any new ones, right? So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm hopeful that this breeds some really good games
from the caliber of studios. I'm pretty sure they will.
So yeah, that's cool. That's exciting news.
Ni no Kuni II, Super JRPG is also coming to PC later this year. So that was announced
as well. Yeah,
it looked to be a PS4 exclusive, but it's also coming to PC.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it wasn't announced necessarily that it was only going to be on PS4, but
because I think
they had announced it at the
PlayStation Experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The first one was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I like Ni no Kuni. It was like JRPG, Final Fantasy meets Pokemon.
Wait, was the first one on PS4 or PS3?
PS3, sorry. Did I say PS4? Duh.
You did.
PS3.
I got real confused for a minute. I was like, wait
PS3.
a minute, wasn't that a PS3
yeah, it was like
game?
Super JRPG with Pokemon elements. Like, you captured little monsters and they fought for you. Your character actually didn't fight.
I really need to actually play that.
Namco Founder, father of Pac-Man. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Masaya Nakamura? Does that sound right?
Nakamura.
Masaya Nakamura. Sounds right. Died. 91.
Wow.
And obviously founder of Namco.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess we're getting to that point, right?
91. Jeez.
That's
a pretty good run.
That's crazy. Started his company with some mechanical rides in 1955 and then became a huge force, especially in the 80s with Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man and various other games.
Oh, they've had... Well, what else does Namco have? Soul Calibur, Tekken...
Oh,
They have a bunch. They've been a pretty consistent developer.
Yeah.
They're a good one.
Ridge Racer.
Oh, yeah, Ridge Racer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of games. Galaga, Dig Dug, Ridge Racer, Katamari Damacy.
It makes me sad. Because one day that's going to be some other people.
Time Crisis, Pole Position, Soul Edge, Soul Calibur. I think we already said those.
What?
Kloana.
Did you find a list somewhere or something? Like, where the fuck are you pulling this shit from?
Maybe. Tales of Symphonia.
I was going to say, fucking guy.
All the Tales games. Strangely enough, they did Mario Kart Arcade GP.
Oh, that's right. That's pretty cool. Oh, and the Ace Combat games, too.
All the Ace Combat games are them, yep. Yeah, no, they're pretty... A lot of the games that we love are Namco games.
He's obviously made a huge contribution to the industry. At least he was not a young man. He lived a life.
No, he was not. He definitely lived it out, that's for sure. That's still sad.
Fallout 4 gets PS4 Pro support and PC high-resolution texture pack next week.
Did you see the specs that they recommended for this HD resolution texture pack on the PC?
Additional 58 gigs of space.
On your PC, as well as, get this, a system that meets or exceeds these specifications. So it has to be 64-bit OS. Yeah. That's fine. Windows 7, 8, or 10. Intel Core i7 5820K or better. That's an that's an extreme edition processor.
The 5820. No.
That's not on your style motherboard. That's on
that's a new one. This is just a new chipset. I'm looking right here, i7 6700K.
Different chipset entirely. These are the 5820K is the 6 core with hyper-threading. Yes.
Ugh. Okay, that sounds crazy.
Yeah. GTX 1080 8GB or an AMD Radeon RX 490 8GB, which hasn't even been announced yet. So, and 8 gigs of RAM or more.
Oh, 5820. I'm just looking on NCIX.
Yeah.
I want to see how much this processor costs.
It's a couple years old now. I think they've released the new version.
Oh, yeah, it is a 6-core. Yeah, LGA 2011.
Yeah, it's a 2011.
Totally different.
That's what I was saying. That's the big boy.
Fallout clearly takes advantage of multiple cores then.
I believe
for that processor to make a fucking difference.
Well, yeah, that would show up as a 12-core processor.
It's only at 3.3 gigahertz. Like my machine's at 4 gigahertz.
Yep,
but it's only a quad core though.
Slower with more actual
probably has more
cores.
Probably has more level 2 and level 3 cache as well. I wouldn't doubt.
Yeah.
The
specs on that are crazy
for that CPU.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then you add in the motherboard for that CPU, which started around $300. That's the other thing, is the motherboard for that processor is not cheap.
I didn't look that up. I should have looked that up. Now I'm interested.
So yeah. Okay, fine. We're going down this. Let's do this.
Let's see. Does it?
That's going to be an LGA 2011 version 3.
It doesn't suggest a motherboard here.
Let's see. Asus X99A2. You're looking at $345.
Yeah. What?
Most of these are around $250 to $300. The cheapest one I'm seeing is $260, which is
not
an El Cheapo sort of.
But yeah, that's just.
But they go all the way up to $1,000.
That's a featureless motherboard, basically.
And they go up to $1,000 from there, just for a motherboard. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. I got the 1080 and nothing else.
Yeah.
PS4 support's kind of cool. 1440p native resolution.
That is
enhanced draw distance. Like, that's cool. increased effects, grass, trees, objects, NPCs. That'd be nice if you're playing on PS4. I am not playing that on PS4. That's cool, though. Definitely getting something for the more power. Star Wars Battlefront 2 will feature a single-player campaign. Multiple eras of the Star Wars universe. I think we kind of knew that, but...
I feel like they'd sort of said that, but not necessarily said it.
So they've come out and said this basically because they're done with Battlefront now, because they're basically full bore working on Battlefront 2. There's no more content coming to Battlefront, no more DLC and shit.
They've said the sequel's going to be coming out 2017 holiday season.
It is?
So it'll be out this fall. Yeah, he confirmed Star Wars Battlefront sequel will release this holiday season.
Oh shit. If that has a campaign, I'm buying that for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I would like a
I
Star
will
Wars
definitely.
campaign.
I feel like it's that first Battlefront was so close to being totally there for me. I really enjoyed it.
Insanely good looking game.
Didn't quite have enough meat, I think. And I feel like this one is going to totally be that. So,
Nintendo sells 1.5 million NES Classic Editions.
And they could have sold 10 times that if they would have
apologizes for shortages. Oh yeah, if they had the supply, they could have sold a lot more. You still can't find it. You will not walk into a store and find this thing.
No.
Still hard to find. Still lineups. Still scalper assholes. It's not as bad though.
So,
you can get them pretty inexpensive now. Even I think I saw like 120 if you really got to have it today, which is. But man, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo probably could have shipped more of these than they did Wii U if they made them.
Probably.
Isn't that fucking sad?
Because you think about it, it sold 1.5 million units across the world. That's not even in North America. That's not in Canada. That's not in the US. That's across the world.
And that's just like what they produced. They could have sold more if they had more.
They're saying that we initially prepared for markets, and unfortunately we didn't realize that it was going to sell as well as it has, and now they're saying that some parts require time to procure, but we are working to increase production. I feel like at this point now that they've sort of missed that window, and I'm sure that they'll probably sell
I'm pretty sure
maybe another 1.5 million, but
I don't doubt it.
I can't help but feel like that was that thing running up to Christmas that it was that like, I have to have it. This is perfect for Christmas.
Yeah.
And now that Christmas is over, I think a lot of people are going to kind of be like, But if you were to have a big stack of them standing beside the cash register when you're checking out at Best Buy or EB, you know a lot of people are going to walk by and see that and go like, oh man, really? Zoink. Did they re-release the classic?
Yeah, let's buy that.
Oh crap, it's only $50? Sure, I'll grab that. My kid will like that. That'll be great. But I think outside of that, I think the crazy demand of people paying $800 for them is definitely not there anymore.
So this news comes out. Nintendo had their like investor call in Japan. So that's where this news comes out of. 3DS sales are pretty fantastic over the holidays.
Apparently, because nobody could get a hold of them, they must have been good.
Yeah, and Pokemon sold like crazy.
Right.
Sun and Moon is like up to 14 million.
Wow. Well, when you think about how many 3DSs there are out there, though,
yeah, there's like 60 million 3DSs or something.
Yeah.
Which pales in comparison to the DS, which is something like 110 plus or minus, something like that.
There's a lot of DSs.
3DS is a dope system. So coming out of this, besides numbers like that, Animal Crossing Mobile has been delayed from early this year till fiscal next year. So, which is like after March or April. So, it was expected earlier this year, but that's not terrible. Speaking of which,
I won't lie. I don't know if Animal Crossing for me is gonna hold the same oomph after playing so much Stardew Valley. I feel like so much of what I've done in Stardew Valley is what I wanted out of Animal Crossing.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it it evolves with a mobile version. Like, they're obviously going to have to change stuff. Speaking of mobile games, by the time you're listening to this podcast, Fire Emblem Heroes is going to be out on mobile.
I've currently signed up so that they will let me know as soon as it's released.
You can sign up. I want to.
I wish it would just. I wish it would just
That'd be pretty cool.
Install as soon as it came out. It would just download and install and let you know. But I guess you have to say yay or nay or something. But
I'm looking on Google. Why does it just show me stupid movies and shit? I don't give a shit about movies. Google Play.
So yeah, that comes out February 2nd. So like you said, that will be out by the time this is out.
I'm trying to see if it's magically. Cool. I'm trying to see if it's magically out now.
In Australia?
Somewhere.
Because they're in the future?
Yeah, if I could sideload it somewhere.
I can wait till tomorrow morning.
It better be tomorrow. This might be my new.
Probably going to be tomorrow.
Might be my new mobile crack cocaine. I love Fire Emblem.
It's a great game.
Looks like it'll be decent.
Now the question is will it release at midnight tonight, or will it release tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or something?
Who knows?
It's Nintendo.
Or it'll
probably be midnight tomorrow.
Or Google Play will crash.
It'll roll out in North America, and then it'll roll out to this area, and then it'll roll out.
So, new GameStop program leads employees to lie to customers.
So, this is kind of new and kind of not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like GameStop's been super pushy about trying to get people to buy pre-owned games for a long time.
Forever.
Pretty much as long as they've existed. Hey, can I get that shiny new copy behind the counter? Well, we have this used copy here for $5 less. That's the one you want, right?
Yeah, every time. No, I want a brand new, thanks.
Yep.
Well, it really doesn't matter because honestly, to save $5 and get a used copy, the fucking game's a piece of plastic. It doesn't really matter that it's new or used.
That's true.
If you get over the used thing, you just want to rip open the plastic and smell that.
Yeah.
Fresh game, new scent, new game scent.
New game smell.
But to be honest, media really, the game doesn't work any less better if it's a used copy. Unless it's all scratched up and shit, which they usually don't buy that shit.
No, they're actually surprisingly good about that. This program that they've had for a while, which incentivized employees to push the used, they call it Circle of Life. Whereas they have quotas, the stores have different quotas for 1 pre-orders, 2 reward card subscriptions, 3 used game sales, and 4 game trade-ins, which are kind of like the big ticket items they want their employees pushing. Because that's where they actually make their money.
Well, they make a shitload of money because they give you $5 for a game and they turn around and sell it for $50. Well, they probably give you 20, but still, it's way more profit.
The profit margin on that is way higher than selling actual brand new games where they make virtually nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah,
because new game sales, you don't really make any money.
I don't know what it's like now, but when I ran a game store, and this is a really long time ago, kids. Some of you might not even have been born yet. Because that would have been 18 years ago. We used to make maybe $10 to $15 off a new game. And that was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Nintendo, get off, if we were lucky, $8.
I've heard recently from people who work in or have worked recently in that industry that they make about $5 off of a new game.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Considering how the cost.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
So,
it was tough.
Yeah,
it was tough. And we had used sales, but we weren't a GameStop. Yeah. We were a mom and pop shop. Literally, totally. We were owned by a mom and dad, a couple grandparents. It was kind of like their retirement. It was just something to do to keep them busy. The husband loved RPGs, JRPGs. And he always needed games for a really long time, and renting them was annoying. So he opened up a game store. Like,
sounds good.
That was his motivation, because
that would be like me wanting to buy or start a comic book store so that I could just sit around and read comic books all day, because that sounds awesome.
So that's why they opened the store, and they were part of a franchise. What was it called?
Like a local franchise?
No, it was a Canada-wide franchise. Is it Microplay? Which I think might actually still exist back east, like in Quebec or in Montreal. Yeah. So we had flyers, and this is before EB existed in Canada. But yeah, the margins on new stuff was razor thin, and we actually didn't even make money on consoles. Consoles were terrible. Like, we made our money on memory cards and controllers, and then of course used games, just like GameStop, EB games.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story. I'll go back to it. Sorry, my little tangent of running a video game store. Basically, when you go and get a game, or you want to ask for a game, the employee would be kind of incentivized to say, we don't have it in stock, whether they had it in stock or not, because you wanted it new. Because it would like take down their metrics on these criteria of their quotas they're trying to hit. And obviously putting pressure on employees to kind of, they're not telling them to lie, but employees in turn would lie, obviously, to save their numbers, right? Because
the problem is that, say for example, a few big games come out, so everybody comes in and they buy them brand new. So now your numbers are super skewed because somebody's like, a whole bunch of sales have happened of brand new games. Now you're trying to make your quota look better by selling a bunch of used games. So then once you start getting games that you know people are trading back in again, that people want to buy, there's a much bigger implication for you to save your own job and your skin. So you tell people, hey, I'm sorry, I don't have that new, but I do have a used copy. It's slightly less money or slightly more money, and you can walk out of it right now.
And if you're not hitting
that's
them,
the problem, is it's when you put something like that so that I don't like it, because you're putting people's jobs in jeopardy, essentially.
It's just,
you're telling somebody, if you don't hit these numbers, your job is on the line. But how can you dictate what people want when they come into your store?
Yeah, it's kind of...
Yes, you can kind of angle one way or another. So what ends up happening is people come into the store, people lie to them and tell them we don't have it, to try and save their job, save their numbers, and hopefully get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
It's annoying, especially if you drive there and you want to buy something and they're like, no, we don't have it. And they do have it. But you don't know, because they don't have new stock on shelves. They just have stupid empty boxes. So like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to Best Buy. And I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a negative to GameStop.
Yeah,
like,
I absolutely
if their employees
do.
are going to do shit like this, it only hurts them, because the employees...
Well, now are you going to go into a GameStop and they're going to tell you, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have that? And are you going to look at them and go, do you actually not have that? Or are you just telling me that because you want me to buy a used copy?
Yeah. Yeah, so when...
Because that sucks.
Yeah, so like one employee who was like giving him an example here, he sold a bunch of Resident Evil 7 and Kingdom Hearts 2 and Tales of Berseria last week. And he's like, well, my numbers are fucked because I can't possibly sell enough pre-owned to dig me out of the hole of selling all the new stuff from a new game launch day. That just seems crappy. That adds some unneeded stress to those guys. It's not like they're paid enough or a lot, but this is just that corporate fucking bullshit seeping into every facet. They're micromanaging every fucking thing. It's a lot of corporations doing this, not just GameStop. It makes me kind of angry.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Oh, side note, microplay is still a thing.
Yeah, I thought they were.
I don't know if there's any local to me.
There's none here.
But it looks like they're more out east in Quebec, like you said. So, but they still have a website, and they still
We ended up dropping the
franchise?
The franchise because they wanted a lot of money and they weren't doing as much advertising as they used to. Like we used to have like weekly flyers and stuff.
Right.
So
it kind of made sense to be a part of that, get the free advertising and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So, yeah. So GameStop, EB. GameStop owns EB, so I don't know 100% if this is happening here in Canada. I have not.
I wouldn't doubt it's not far off if it hasn't. I'm pretty sure with this story coming to light, I bet you there's going to be some pressure that they might dial back some of the stuff. Especially if GameStop figures out that their employees are just not selling shit then. Like, you don't want your games to not sell because they're lying to sell used stuff. So then you're losing out on sales when they're lying to save their numbers, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we don't have that. Oh, well,
or there's going to be.
I guess I want a new one, so I'll walk across the street to the Best Buy.
Or there's going to be the even shystier shit that employees will do is they'll sign in and sell it on coworkers' fucking names.
Oh, yeah, that gets gross, doesn't it?
Guaranteed that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Fuck you, GameStop. Oculus ends their lawsuit with ZeniMax and being ordered to $500 million judgment awarded to ZeniMax,
which is now being appealed by ZeniMax or by Oculus. So the saga kind of continues.
Yeah, but it's an uphill battle now.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
$500 million.
So it looks like of the $500 million, Oculus is paying out $200 million for breaking the NDA and $50 million for copyright infringement. Oculus and Lucky each have to pay $50 million for false designation, and iRabe has to pay $150 million for the same final count.
Jesus.
So Oculus has already said that they will be appealing it. So... you kind of lost. Yeah, they did. But again, it is funnier things have happened where they've appealed it and they've lost. So it's definitely not over till the fat lady sings, but this is definitely interesting that, this is a very long article. I think
ZeniMax asked for $5 billion.
They asked for a lot of money. I think it was $2 billion or something like that.
Because of testimony in the trial where ZeniMax didn't take VR serious enough. That's probably why they didn't get awarded more.
Well, it looks like here, the heart of this case was about whether Oculus stole ZeniMax trade secrets, and the jury found decisively in our favor, an Oculus spokesperson told Polygon. We're obviously disappointed by a few other aspects of today's verdict, but we are undeterred. Oculus products are built with blah, 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 blah. That's when they do this whole, whereas ZeniMax tells Polygon that in light of the decision, it may seek an injunction to stop the sale of Oculus Rift headsets. Now that is interesting. It looks, you got a $500 million lawsuit that won in your favor, and now you want to also add an injunction to make them stop.
Yeah.
So it's 2.5 days of deliberation in the case. That's pretty crazy. So
yeah, that probably doesn't help you pay a $500 bill. But then again, they got $500 million bill. But then again, they've got Facebook money behind them.
Yeah.
So I love how it's like, okay, you're found. I guess they're not. I don't know. I don't know how you can be not found guilty. I guess you are found guilty for copyright infringement.
Well, that's the thing is there's a whole bunch of aspects of this case
copyright
where
infringement is against the law. So, but because you have tens of millions of dollars, you can pay your way out of it. But if it was me or you, we'd probably be getting jail time. That's kind of interesting to me.
So it looks like ZeniMax wanted to be awarded $2 million in compensation,
$2 billion,
and an additional $4 billion in punitive damages. So that aspect of it was interesting, but that's where it gets hard because it's hard to determine what sort of impact that had and what kind of earnings they would have had and things like that.
No, they never brought a product to market, so and they had no plan to. And I guess that's obviously where Oculus is kind of like, they're like, well, you weren't going to do it and you didn't take it serious, and they called them kids and made fun of them, right? Like the ZeniMax head was not really interested in VR at all. They're just obviously butthurt because of the Facebook buyout and all the money Oculus ended up getting in the end. And they're like, oh shit, that should have been ours.
Yeah, that's definitely
But the arrogance,
hard.
obviously, you know what this is? It's a story of the arrogance of the leadership at ZeniMax. Like letting some cool new idea in tech like fly by. And then they're like, fuck.
Yeah, I think maybe
obviously,
years from now there'll be, I hope that
there'll be a
somebody
book.
like NoClip
There'll be a book.
does a documentary on it, because that would be crazy. I would love to know a bit more, but I mean, I don't know if we'll ever.
Like clearly some shit.
It'll have to be.
It's obvious.
These people are long gone from these jobs.
There's obvious, obvious some shady shit went down because, hey, you, Palmer Luckey, you have to pay $50 million.
Yeah.
Oculus, you had to pay $500 million. They did some shit they shouldn't have. Otherwise, it would have got just thrown out.
Yeah. It's like I said, it looks like it's mostly copyright infringement and NDAs, right? And obviously Oculus unlucky for false designation.
I don't know if I said that.
So
I don't remember saying how I felt or what was going to happen, but I had a feeling that Oculus was going to get hit with something.
Yeah,
seems pretty obvious.
I'm not surprised
after some of the details of the shit they did came out.
Yeah.
That's it for news. Public service announcemements. Oh, I have the story in twice, so we can delete that.
Psh, get that story out of there twice. It's not that cool.
A bunch of Sega's, we already talked about it. It was up top. I had it out of order.
I know.
Some of Sega's best soundtracks have hit Spotify, if you're a Spotify listener. Apparently they have a bunch. Outrun 2, Virtua Fighter, Skies of Arcadia.
I might become a Spotify user now.
Nights. I like Spotify. Spotify is fucking great. Man, I've said a lot of F-bombs this show. Sorry, children.
I'm not.
Playroom VR updated with new free Toy Wars game. I have not had a chance to play that, but there's a reason to go play some more VR.
Hey, any free VR content, I'm all about it. And Toy Room is kind of fun. So
PlayStation Plus free games for February have been announced as well.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet 3? Was Little Big Planet 3 a PS4 game?
That's what I said. I read this.
Hold on a second. I'm going to check my
shelf. And I was
super
super surprised. Just because I did not think that there was a Little Big Planet game that got released on the PS4, but it must be true. It's on PlayStation's website.
I only have Little Big Planet 2 on the shelf. I don't have Little Big Planet 3.
I'm exactly in the same boat that you are. I read Little Big Planet 3 for PS4 is coming out, and I went, what? They released Little Big Planet 3?
And I'm like, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
That's weird. I feel like that, but that's like, would have been a pretty big title.
How did we both not? Anyways, we're getting it for free.
Only on PlayStation 4.
Sweet.
Developed by Sumo Digital it came out for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
Interesting.
So I said, no, that can't be right. There's something weird about this. I don't get it. I'm very confused.
It's true.
Or maybe it was by the time this came out, we just didn't care.
I don't know. Maybe.
2014. November 18th, 2014.
That's...
Yeah, for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
That's like launch window PS4 stuff. How did we miss this?
Well, we didn't miss it. We probably didn't care about Little Big Planet at this point.
Maybe.
I don't think we were recording the podcast then. No, we started in 2015.
No. Yeah.
Cool.
There you go. Sweet.
The Little Big Planet games are great. They're fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
I think they moved up to 4 players on Little Big Planet 2. I'll play that with the wife. That's Little Big Planet 2. I played with the wife and sister-in-law. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not a Hero, which I have no idea what it is. PS4. Star Wall, PS3, cross-buy with PS4. Anna Extended Edition, no idea what that is. Ninja Senki DX, PlayStation Vita, and cross-buy with PS4. And then Torque L, PS Vita, cross-buy with PS4. Huh, that's a lot of stuff. Does this video freaking trailer show you anything more than just Little Big Planet? They had a couple trailers where it showed all the games, and then you can get a quick idea of what was going on. Okay, for whatever reason, I can't fast forward this video, so cool.
Forget that noise.
So I can't tell you what Not a Hero is, but it shows Little Big Planet.
People have Google.
Yeah.
There's a thing. It's called Google. They got it.
There's links in the show notes and on the Facebook, so you can have a look. Little Big Planet should be fun. I don't know. I kind of feel like the free games have kind of gone down in quality lately.
There was a time when they were awesome.
They were like really exciting. Now it's kind of like, we're struggling.
There was a time where we were getting Infamous and, really good AAA games.
Not a Hero looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like a pixely side scroller shooter game thing.
Sweet.
I see guys getting blown up and big splats of blood. That looks fun. And reminder, Fire Emblem's Heroes will be out on Android and iOS by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
And then in the free-for-all, we did not watch Lemony Snicket's. We finished off Luke Cage.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Did you finish Luke Cage?
I haven't even started Luke Cage.
Oh. I
gotta finish Daredevil.
I guess I can't really talk about Luke Cage then that much. I like Luke Cage, but it's my Battlefield of Marvel Netflix series.
I've heard that from a few people, actually.
It's my least favorite one.
I was talking to somebody about it recently, and they were just saying they couldn't get into it. There was something about it that they really didn't work for them.
There's quite a bit of heavy-handed Black Lives Matter stuff going on, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's true. Like, cops are dicks, and people are assholes, and there's some societal commentary in that, whether you like it or disagree with it. I found and I'm going to be tiptoeing, walking on eggshells here, because I don't want to spoil anything. I just found the ending climax of the story was just It was nothing like Jessica Jones and Kilgrave. Like I didn't find the main villain very entertaining. He wasn't cool like Kingpin and Daredevil.
Right.
It's just like,
Interesting. I really want to watch it. I'm just trying to.
It was still good. I really liked it. I liked a lot. I liked a lot of the New York. There's a lot of like New York East Coast rap music in it. Freaking Method Man is in the freaking show. It was pretty hilarious. And Luke Cage is wicked. He's an awesome character. Like, man, I would like his powers. But just compared to the other ones, I feel like it just it was kind of corny the way it ended. It does definitely set up for season 2, like big hooks for season 2, which may redeem it. I don't know what happened with that one. It just kind of seemed like it fluttered out at the end. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's still good.
Like I said, it's one of those ones that I really want to check out, because I've liked all of those a lot so far, and I've heard really good things, but I've also heard from some other people that they weren't overly fond of it either. So I'm super curious to look into it to find out how I'm gonna react to it, because I don't know, I've been pretty on board with everything they've done so far. So, and especially the character of Luke Cage or Power Man is definitely like the comic books, and the character itself is definitely a lot more of that. How would I explain that? It's sort of that. I feel like the feeling of from what I'd seen of the trailers and stuff, it had a blaxploitation feel to it in a way that is very true to the comic and true to how he's always been in the comic books. Which obviously for some people that I've talked to, they really have not liked that. But I don't know how many of them if any of them have ever read a Luke Cage comic either. So it's kind of you got to kind of weigh that, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I'm curious. I've read a few. I've never been like a huge Luke Cage fan or whatever, but I've read a bunch of the Defenders and some of his when I was younger. So I always kind of dug that. It was just a different vibe. So yeah, I do want to check it out. And it's, like I said, I've been curious to see.
Well, probably
because I have heard very much. I've talked to a couple people and they were like, nope. I watched like 3 episodes and I did not like it. I can't get into it, and I stopped watching, and that wasn't that.
It didn't have the same hook as Daredevil when Daredevil came out.
Right.
Just that, okay, this is pretty freaking awesome. It is a slow burn, and then it gets really good, and then I just think it kind of fizzles out. But
interesting. Okay.
I don't know. It's still good, but the other ones were just so good that you just expect that, you know? You expect that same level of quality and story arc and, you know, story payoff and, you know, big giant battle or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not sure if you heard that. It was disgusting. I burped.
Gross.
With that being said, I think we've got a show, my friend.
I think you're right.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
You can always slap me up or ask me questions.
Slap you up.
Yep, slap me up.
Slap my
on
bitch
Twitter.
Up.
At Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like us on Facebook. You don't like us on YouTube. You subscribe to us on YouTube. You follow us.
You can like us there.
You can like us there.
You can like every episode if you want. We're okay with that.
But subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Tell your friends. And yeah, we appreciate you for listening and lending your ears. Until next week, I'm going to say we are out.
Later.
Peace.